It's two dudes with attitudes, a wrestling podcast with your boy Ryan Enjoys Wrestling and MWO. And this is our first episode of 2026 for AEW. We're going to cover all things Collision, Dynamite, and even give some New Year's resolutions of things we want AEW to work on or just do this year. Please, AEW. But they have been cooking, Ryan. AEW has been putting out some solid damn shows, telling stories. I am loving it. What say you?
Yeah, AEW had a great 2025, and I think 2026 is going to be even better. As long as they just continue doing their thing, stay in their lane, don't listen to the noise, don't give in to the counter programming and all that WWE was doing. Just, you did a great job in 2025. Keep it up in 2026.
I agree. So AEW, are you ready? We're going to break it down and give you some resolutions. Ryan, let's hit that music. Let's go.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. A 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
All right, as we said, it is ready. It's 2026. This is our first breakdown of AEW. We're going to start with that Saturday episode of Collision because it's Saturday. Too bad they don't use that anymore. I'm still curious on what's going to happen with this Warner Brothers deal, what's going to happen with AEW, because they're hyping the shit out of themselves on Max. I don't even hear them talk about TNT at TBS anymore. All I hear about is Max. Kind of weird. So, yeah. Do you think so? Netflix bought Warner Brothers, right? I forget. It was Netflix, right?
Yeah, it was Netflix that bought them, supposedly. But now Paramount Plus apparently did a hostile takeover or something they did a last minute bid on Warner Brothers, and now they're suing Netflix because they're suing Paramount is now suing WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery, because they think they did bad business and stuff. So this is I think it's going to get ugly, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. So
I don't know. Why would they want to work together then?
I don't know. I think they're worried that Netflix is going to become a monopoly in the industry, and it's going to kill movie theaters. And Paramount Plus, at the end of the day, is a movie distributing company.
Movie theaters are already dead, bro. But yeah.
Oh, I agree. But but Netflix is going to make it worse, and yeah. So either way, this is going to get ugly.
Yeah. Speaking of movie theaters, I got to go see that Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried movie. I heard they're
that looks
having
good.
some fun in that film, The Housemaid. I need to go see that. I'm not married anymore. All right. Anyway, let's get into it. You ready? Collision, my man. Let's talk about it. We're going to start off with a TNT title match. Your favorite wrestler, one Mark Briscoe, defending his title against Hechicero. I think it went down to 3 seconds left for the time limit. Am I wrong? I think it was around that. AEW loves their time limit matches. But what I want to ask you, this match, it was fun, Ryan. It's good. Mark Briscoe, I guess, can have some fun in matches. But how do you feel about Mark Briscoe being the number 2 champion? I don't care what anyone says. Not Okada. TNT title is the number 2. Is that not the Intercontinental Championship? That is the second title, in my opinion. I think it's bigger than Okada's belt. It's bigger than the Continental. I feel like it has to, isn't it? I mean, I know Moxley and Okada are bigger than Briscoe, but the Briscoe, unless now, since Briscoe has this title, is this now moved under the International and Continental or whatever they're all called anymore? Is this under it now? What say you, and are you digging Briscoe as a champion? Because he got a promo again, and it's still the same old skip it a boo bop. On this episode, he didn't even make sense. He was fluttering his words of fluttering. He was all over the damn place.
My word of the week. Yeah, my word of the day.
And he messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, he sounds like the Tasmanian devil when he cuts a promo. He's just spinning around in circles and not making any sense with his speech. And,
I think of the Water Boy, Mama said, my mama said. Yeah.
Oh man, but I don't think AEW knows what the TNT title is. I think at one point it was supposed to be the number 2 title, but then
Cody,
I think it
Darby. Yeah, these were.
and then I think it became like their TV title, which is not the number 2 title in the company. I think it became more of like, okay, we're going to put it on a bunch of rando people for a while, and we're going to play hot potato with it. We're going to have like 4 new champions in a 2-month span. And so, and then we got the international title added, and we had the continental title coming, and then we have the women's tag match, tag titles, and the trios titles. And so I don't think AEW knows where they rank the TNT title, to be honest. But I don't mind Mark Briscoe as champion, but I think he needs a story, and he kind of sort of has one feuding with he had one with the Don Callis family, and if he lost, he would have had to join the Don. I really wish that he would have lost. I don't like that he beat Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher was doing great things with the TNT title. And I think with him being the champion,
it felt important.
It felt important. It could have been the number 2 title in the company. He was the longest reigning TNT champion, I think, at the time, or he had the most title defenses with it. He was doing great things with it. And now Mark Briscoe has it, and it's just a bunch of random matches now. And I think that's my issue with it. Everything feels random.
I mean, Hechicero, you're wrestling Hechicero. This isn't nothing against him. He's a phenomenal. Like I said, this match was great. It was a fun match.
Nothing wrong with the match.
But it's not building the title, is what I'm saying. And that's that's what AEW fans, I think, kind of hardcore fans, we're fans. Hardcore fans kind of lose touch with, is that they don't understand the difference between wrestling and building, right? Building that story, building the importance of a title. And that's why I think now, Moxley being the Continental Champion, Okada being the International Champion, those are bigger championships now because of who owns them, right? Okada is important. That's Okada and Mox, bruh. Those are your 2 biggest stars in the AEW, period, and MJF, and they all have championships. So those Briscoe now is just like this is like the European title.
Hardcore. The hardcore.
This is like cruiserweight. This is like all the way down there now. This is like, which is sad because the TNT title was the number 2 championship. So,
and now we have the national championship that's defended on the Indies, and with Ricochet.
I forgot. Yeah. Ricochet's the national champion. I forgot about that title. Sorry.
Yeah. They have.
Did he even wear it? He was all over the week of wrestling. Did he ever have it?
No, I don't think. I don't remember.
For someone who brags about wrestling, he sure doesn't rock a belt. He has. He was too busy. Yeah. Trios title and managing his tag team. But anyway, yes, but nonetheless, I thought it was a good match. I just am curious about how we think and about this TNT Championship. It does feel like it took a little bit of a downfall and of importance. Something that didn't, Mercedes Moné. She got a very curious vignette. She was in front of a mirror. She was all wild and makeup and hair, clothes falling off and everything. And basically she said she's lost officially all her championships now, correct? She has no more titles.
I don't. Yeah,
that's what she said. She claims she doesn't have it. I'm assuming. I don't know when she lost them. It's not like anybody knew when she won them or lost them.
They didn't.
But that's what her promo insinuated, that she is no longer championships. She is done. She is leaving. And let's see how well the AEW women's division does without her. It will drown, is what she said, like the Titanic hitting an iceberg. And then she is going to come back, and it's not going to be about the titles anymore. And this is what I've been saying should happen for the past 3 months. Mercedes Moné is a top 5 female pro wrestler of all time. I probably put her at 5. And she is of all time. And she came to AEW, and they effed up her debut. Didn't have her wrestle for 8 months. Nobody liked her. Then she started collecting belts, and AEW hardcore fans shit on me and attacked me for saying I was a mark for WWE because I don't believe in this. It was a stupid gimmick. If there's something I am not, Ryan, that is somebody who's going to like something just because I'm told I'm going to like it. I'm the biggest LA Rams fan, but I'm going to critique the shit out of the coaches and the players if they're not holding up their part of the deal. That's how it works. Mercedes Moné did not. She needs to come back as a refresh. To me, the whole week of professional wrestling, minus Drew winning the title, this was the biggest deal in my eyes because she needs to leave. She needs to come back. And I think she should come back as a babyface. I truly do. She is talented. People forget how damn good she is. And I think she's going to prove that once she returns. And she's hot AF. So the world works in her favor.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think she needs this break and to get away. She should rebuild herself, come back maybe with a new gimmick or like you said, a baby face or something. Keep the CEO stuff if you want. It's catchy. People sing it. But come back with a whole different character. Don't do the belt collector thing anymore. And look at what it did. Look at what the last person that took a big hiatus from AEW. And when he came back, he won the freaking world championship, and that's MJF. Look at what it did for him. It could do wonders for Mercedes Moné. And I think the question is how long will she be gone? And she did specifically say, and Tony Khan likes his little creative buzzwords and his little, he likes being particular, but she did say, I'm taking a break from AEW, which means that she could show up on Ring of Honor if she wants to. She could show up in CMLL. She could show up in New Japan, the companies that they have partnerships with. But I do want her. Yeah. I want her off TV altogether. I don't want to see her for the foreseeable future. But I also don't want her to be gone too long to the point where when she comes back, we're like, we don't care. Like she needs to come back by Revolution.
Hell yeah, we'll be there, baby.
Yes sir. So but don't keep her out until like All Out. Like no, that's like 9 months away. We don't need to see that. We need her back sooner rather than later, but she needs to come back with a different gimmick and a different character.
I agree with you fully. Well said. I agree. All right, that was Collision. We only do 2. Let's get into some Dynamite. And Dynamite was Dynamite, and it opened up with Darby Allin defeating Pac. He wanted his revenge. He has defeated every single Death Rider in the crew but Pac, and he even made him tap out. But this match had its moments of what are we doing, Ryan? Once again with Darby Allin. I want to talk about that, but what did you think about this match, and how do you feel about Darby Allin finishing off the Death Riders? And Jon Moxley really didn't seem like he cared. He kind of seems like he's just like, Moxley's in a weird state too, where he's like still in the Death Rider, still a badass, but now he's like a reasonable baby face who's like, praising other people. I don't know. It's kind of weird stuff going on right now. But Darby is done with the Death Riders, right? He's done. He's finito.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he's beaten everybody, but I also feel like this should have been made a huge deal. This should have been like. This should have maybe main event of the show. You can make an argument, but like this has been the biggest story that AEW has been telling over the last calendar year. And you had the guy that held the title in a briefcase for a year. You had them the way they took out Darby Allin, the way Darby Allin came back and helped Hangman Page at All In. And this has been like the biggest story, and that's how it ends, just like that. Darby Allin beats all of them, and that's it. We move on, and Jon Moxley's a babyface. It's been a very, very anticlimactic ending. If this is the end, who knows? This could drag on for another 7 months, but I feel like it has to end now. And now we have to get to the point of either Jon Moxley turns on them or they turn on Jon Moxley and they move away from Darby Allin. But I feel like it should have been made a bigger deal than what they made it.
Yeah, I agree with that. In the end, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, I don't know why I'm holding my hand with a mic when I have a mic here, but nonetheless, you're just used to doing that when you're a singer like me. Here's my thing, right? I just want to talk about Darby Allin. This man climbed Mount Everest. This guy is like got hit by a bus and wrestled the next day. This guy is already established as a badass, as like the Johnny Knoxville of AEW. He is a phenomenal wrestler. He has a stupid finisher, but he's good at everything else. Why is he still putting his body on the line? He allowed Pac to throw him on these steps. His back, it was like on all 3 of the steps, just hit like. And I know every single time someone critiques him, Darby Allin says, "Well, that's what I am. I'm a wrestler. I take pain." Like, I like and I know we've been saying this probably for 2 years now, maybe a year and a half, but that doesn't mean anything. If you drive reckless every single day, it might happen. I mean, you might do it for 10 years, but eventually you're going to hit someone and kill yourself and kill the people in the car, right? Eventually, Darby Allin, you're going to get thrown on a step to where it hits your spine and you're going to be paralyzed sooner or later. And is it worth it? He is too damn talented, too damn over, too damn proven to do this anymore. Like, we're done. This isn't ECW anymore, Darby Allin. Let's do better. You are a superstar. You really are. You climbed Mount Everest. You're that dude. People love you. You don't have to do these type of stupid theatrics anymore. Just have normal matches. You can high fly like Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy wasn't doing this type of shit forever. You can do high flying without having Pac just throw you as hard as he can into a set of steps to where your back is hitting and hopefully it doesn't kill you. It's just getting kind of ridiculous now. And it's all for nothing. For an episode of Dynamite, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like, I don't, against Pac, who gives a shit? It's just, we gotta stop. And that's because I like Darby.
Yeah. And I feel like Darby you can make a case that he might be the face of the company. Like he lives, breathes, and sleeps AEW. He loves AEW. I don't think I could see a world where MJF goes to WWE, and I could see, where Powerhouse Hobbs is allegedly going to WWE. Like everyone wants to go to the WWE. I don't think Darby Allin's ever going to go to WWE. I think AEW is his forever home. And I think that's a good thing. But I do think AEW's dropped the ball on him a lot. He should be a champ. He like the way he dethroned Jon Moxley. Like he didn't even win his first match back when he beat against Jon Moxley after he came back after climbing Mount Everest. And then he was he put Jon Moxley in a coffin and he got out of it, and then he beat John. All of it was just bad. And then he should be world champion. He really should be world champion. And he's just kind of floundering right now. And I agree. Like William Regal put out a statement a couple weeks ago that's made the waves on X about how wrestlers are too egregious these days with putting their bodies on the line. He broke his neck when he was a young kid or young up and comer in the wrestling business, and he didn't do anything about it. And his neck got worse and worse and worse. And the last thing he wants to see is people not being able to walk in their after wrestling is done.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like people were like going at William Regal because he was talking about, it came out the same time as Kyle Fletcher's match against whoever he wrestled at World's End, Mark Briscoe, I think, for the TNT. And he threw somebody against the top rope and his neck hit the ring, and it caused this whole
world. Stupid though. It's only AEW, just so you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reckless wrestling.
And then, but I think he could have been talking to Darby Allin too, because Darby Allin does a lot of this stupid stuff that's for no reason. There's no reason for a lot of it. And this guy just like you said, wrestle high flyer, just jump off the turnbuckle. You don't have to do a flippity doodah through a glass table in Sting's retirement match. That spot, I feel like killed Sting's retirement match. And I feel like it was all done for nothing because all we talk about is Sting's retirement match. We don't even talk about Darby Allin's contribution in that match because it was all about Sting. And so he did that move for no reason whatsoever.
Who's going to talk about him getting thrown into those steel steps? No one. And that could have paralyzed him. It's just dumb. Something that's not dumb, that's the buildup of Swerve, Hangman, and Kenny Omega. Hangman and Swerve basically came out and went back and forth about them they went from burning each other's houses and now being kissing buddies. They love each other. They're best friends. We guys are my best friends. You're thick and thin. They're just always be together. And then Kenny Omega came out and basically ran his mouth. He kind of only talked about Hangman literally and not really so much about Swerve, which was kind of weird. But basically, they're all best friends, but they're all going to run each other over to see who gets MJF next. Don Callis came out and was like, nah, I got 75 dudes in my crew. One of them is up next. Who am I going to pick that you have to wrestle? It's going to be the guy who used to be in TNA that no one cares about. We're going to get him and Kenny Omega next week. I'm excited to have Kenny back. Is there any chance any of these guys beat MJF moving in the future? And what do you think about this promo and building? Because I like it. We have Swerve back. We have MJF back. We have Kenny Omega back. Hangman's a star. I think this is the reason why AEW has been cooking lately, is because we have all these phenomenal pro wrestlers all back. You know what I mean? And not on the sidelines. Yeah.
No, it's I love it. I like all of this. I think it adds some unpredictability to AEW. It's no longer okay, well, Hangman Page is going to win this match and he's going to beat this guy and he's going to win this and he's going to retain the title. There's no way this person wins. Oh, Samoa Joe's going to be champion. He's going to win. There's no way he's going to drop it. Now this adds Okay, I could see Kenny Omega becoming champion. I could see Swerve becoming champion. I could see Adam Page getting his title back. So I think it adds a little bit of unpredictability to the main event scene. And I think, we'll talk more about this when we do New Year's resolutions, but I think this could be a really good year for AEW, assuming everyone stays healthy, because this roster right now might be the best it's ever been. You have Jon Moxley, who's still the ace of AEW. You have Adam Page, MJF, Swerve Strickland, Kenny Omega, all relatively healthy. You have Jack Perry doing his thing. You have Okada. You have Takeshita. Like you're doing a lot of great things, and you have a lot of wrestlers that you can build around in 2026. So, I think like with Kenny Omega being back in the title picture, I think that adds some credibility to the main event scene as well.
I agree with you. Well said. I'm excited for it all. And I don't think any of these guys are going to beat MJF, but I'm going to enjoy watching MJF beat all of these. I hope he beats them all. I hope he beats Kenny.
I do too.
101, Hangman 101, Swerve 101. I hope he does. I hope he has some fun with it. I know what you're excited about, everybody. This is Ryan's new favorite tag team. That is one Davis and Doyle. Those two big old boys are the new number one tag team contenders. If you don't know who Jack Doyle is, well, he was Jack something one time. And he's Jack something, Jack something. Yeah. Jake something, Jake Doyle.
Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm. But Doyle and Davis are your new number one contenders. Yeah, they beat out the Bucks and so on. Wild. It's just weird. We're just getting the Don Callis family all over the screen as much as you can. It says Doyle's the newest member. They got Doyle and Homeboy back all in the same week. And it's just like, how many members?
Andrade?
Andrade. How many members of this crew can we have? It's just laughable. But what do you think? Is this fun? I mean, FTR is not losing the tag team championships anytime soon. They came out, had a little rumble. At least Davis and Doyle are some big boys. There's some fun, right? It's a nice crew for FTR to beat. FTR just cut promos not too long ago, once again, talking about Adam Copeland. So we're going to get the Christian and Edge back sooner or later. So you okay with Davis and Doyle getting their crack at FTR? And FTR needs to beat somebody, right?
Yeah. I'm completely fine with it, I guess, because like you said, they're not losing the titles anytime soon. I'm confused by the dynamic because the Don Callis family are heels and FTR are heels with Stokely Hathaway. So that's a little confusing. Like, who am I supposed to root for? Who do I want to win? Or is this...
That's AEW, though.
Yeah, but also I've heard rumors and, I've seen people make predictions that the Don Callis family is getting so big that they might start like a little inter-family civil war. Maybe Davis and Doyle are going to be baby faces, and with Josh Alexander and some other people, and then they go up against like Takeshita is going to be on one side and Okada is going to be on the other side, and I don't know, but I could see that happening too. But yeah, I think this is all fine because we got to get Cope, but we do need Cope and Cage back soon. Like, we need them back yesterday to end this thing with FTR. This story's been dragging out for quite a while. They've been we haven't seen them since All Out in Canada back in September. So we need them back ASAP, just because I miss them, but also I'm ready to advance this story and kind of see what's next for the tag division in AEW. So I'm fine Davis and Doyle getting the shot, but we do need Cope and Cage to come back ASAP.
Yeah, I agree with that. Although I'm enjoying FTR. I love FTR. I think
they're great
right now, especially as villains. But you're right. Davis and Doyle are villains too. So it's kind of like, that's AEW. AEW doesn't have baby faces and heels. They just kind of
I mean, they had Moxley and Kyle Fletcher at the last pay-per-view. That's heels.
What I mean. Yeah.
Death Riders versus Don Callis family.
What can you do? No sense. All right, let's get into the main event. Our boys, MJF, the world champion, defeats Bandito for the title. Afterwards, MJF sat in the corner, gave a little praise, and then psyched him out and beat the shit out of him after the match. What say you? This is what we need with MJF against Bandito? I know people like Bandito. I know AEW fans like Bandito. I get he's the ROH World Heavyweight Champion, Bandito. But really, we got Hangman. We got Swerve. We got Kenny. We got Samoa. we got Hobbs, we got Darby, we got maybe not Powerhouse Hobbs. We got so many flippin' talented wrestlers, and he's wrestling Bandito and struggling to beat him. Like, I get it. And I know AEW hardcore fans listen to this are shitting on me. How dare you? Bandito and his train robber mask is the greatest thing to have. I get it. Was this match an A? Sure. It was fun. I enjoyed it. But once again, like we talked about Briscoe and Hechicero, how did this establish MJF's title reign? And how does this establish a title? Like, I'm just so like, I don't know. I don't get AEW sometimes. They have great matches. They have good things. But why not push your stars? You know what I mean? Like, MJF should not be wrestling Bandito. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. I completely agree. I didn't like this. I didn't like the match. I didn't like.
Oh, you didn't? Oh,
I mean, it was fine. It's your typical AEW match. Like, it was nothing I haven't seen before. I like the ending with MJF cutting the promo and saying that you will be world champion one day. Just not yet. And then he beats the snot out of him, and or not today, or I can't remember how he ended.
Yeah,
it,
whatever.
But, yeah, but that was a good way to end it. You know, because you thought for a second that MJF was turning babyface, and then he flipped it and became the dastardly heel again, which I thought was great. But yeah, you're right. Like, I'm not interested in him versus Bandito's great. He's great for Mark Briscoe for the TNT title. He's great for the Okada
Ricochet.
and the international. Ricochet. Yeah. John Moxley, the Continental. Like, make that happen. But not for the top prize in all of AEW. And I know this was a special episode of Dynamite with the Maximum Carnage or whatever. And then
pay-per-view.
I know he won the Dynamite Battle Royal that they've been having. And he's the first one besides MJF to win it, and he got the title shot because of that.
Which is weird. Is he going to wear the ring? He looks weird. Like, what are we?
Yeah.
But doesn't MJF still have his? He's like, I got 6 of these. So why'd they even? Yeah, if he can always have it, I thought they like took it and gave it to the next guy.
I was very
confused.
It's like the crown jewel ring. But,
there you go.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just, for MJF's first title defense, this just felt random, and I'm hoping now with Kenny Omega, Swerve, and Hangman Page that MJF's reign can finally begin. It feels like it kind of took a little bit of a detour, but now it can finally begin.
Yeah, I agree. Well said. All right. Well, like we said, Collision, Dynamite, it was good. They were both 9 out of 10 shows. But we're building stories. We're doing our thing. I just want to see more of these main title guys fighting actual title guys. You don't have the champions just fight for fun. Let them fight because it feels important. But with that said, that was our weekend review. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, comment. Just to give you guys a heads up, do that. Push us. We're trying to make it the year of the dudes in 2026. And now it is time for our New Year resolutions for 2026 for AEW. We're going to give 2 each what we are hoping AEW will bring. Ryan, I'm curious to hear yours. We'll let you start. What is your first New Year's resolution for one Tony Khan?
All right, Tony.
The Jaguars win it all. Let's go, Jaguar. Oh,
no,
wait.
they're freaking.
Remember
horrible.
everybody the Jaguars to beat the Bills? I was like, what?
Yeah.
Or wild.
And he threw Trevor Lawrence throwing that Buns interception there, totally anticlimactic. That's an AEW ending right there. It was just boop, right off the helmet into the arms of the other team.
Well, all these experts, just like the Bears are going to beat the Rams on Sunday. Like, get out of my face with that. Let's stop. But go ahead. Broncos will beat. They'll win though. Yeah, continue.
I hope so. They need to beat the Bills.
They are.
They're one of the few teams that beat us. But
Bills got nobody. Their whole team is injured. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So Tony Khan. In 2026, I want you, and you did a decent job of this in 2025, but I feel like you've kind of gone away from it since then. But I want you to rebuild the tag division in AEW. You have a really good tag team with FTR, and they're crushing it as the heels. You just turned the Young Bucks babyface, so great. Let's see what we're doing with them. And now you have this potential alliance, I guess, of the team of Swerve and Hangman Page. So they could go into the tag division if the world title stuff doesn't work out. Then you still have Cope and Christian Cage. You have Brodito. You have the Acclaimed. Let's get the Acclaimed back together officially, and let's add some more depth to the tag division. Let's get this tag division cooking. You just signed the Rascals. Like, you just signed one of the best TNA tag teams of all time in the Rascals. You have Wes Lee coming to AEW. You have Zachary Wentz coming. Like, let's push them in the tag division as well. You've got a lot of talented tag teams, and now is your time to really, really rebuild this division, because I feel like the division it had its moments in 2025, and you had some depth, but you didn't take advantage of it. And now I feel like in 2026, you have even more depth than you had in 2025. You still have Jet Speed doing their thing as well. Can't forget about them. You have the 18,000 members of the Don Callis family. Any one of them can win the tag team titles. But we need to rebuild the tag team division and bring it back to 2019, 2020 levels of AEW, because that's when that division was at its best. That's when AEW was at its best. And I think you rebuild the tag division, get the Acclaim back together, especially. I think AEW could be great in 2026. Yeah.
They need the Acclaim, baby. Scissor me, daddy. We need the Acclaim back. I'm so mad they broke them up for no damn reason anyway. The Rascals, I'm kind of laughing at that because, like our boy Johnny said, the great signing of the great like the Rascals are some kind of freaking like superior group.
They're a good tag team. Yeah,
Wesley was good, but the Rascals never did it. They were in TNA. They never did anything. Yeah. But yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be fun. Like, it's like when they say Powerhouse Hobbs is a humongous loss for AEW. I mean, it's not. They did nothing with him, but hopefully he shines in WWE. Yes, I get what you're saying. But yeah, I agree. Tag team division and AEW, they really can. If Tony Khan wants to do it, they can, because they do invest in the tag team when possible, just like they do the women's division. So I can see them doing that, and hopefully they will.
I feel like he was doing this in 2025, and then he just got bored and was like, okay, we're going to focus on the Continental Classic. And that's going to be every episode of Dynamite, every episode of Collision, and the pay-per-view is going to be centered around it. And he kind of forgot about tag team, because the tag team division was coming back in mid-2025 when they brought Cope and Cage and FTR and the Young Bucks and everybody. And now, Jurassic Express was back. And now you kind of went away from it again.
Yeah, and even got the Young Bucks being baby faces. So, yeah. All right, my first New Year's resolution, I want them to continue the storytelling. They have been doing a great job of finally telling a story in pro wrestling, and not just in the matches. I mean, they got stories everywhere. World title stories. You know what I mean? Continental title stories. The international with Okada story. Don Callis family story. They have stories at women's division stories. Even the trios women, like they're having story after story. The women's tag team champions. There's stories everywhere, and they're building them. They're bringing them back. MJF is bringing up old shit. They're still telling stories. But I want them to continue to do this through promos. We don't have to have every match be 20 minutes. Have 13-minute matches and give the extra 7 minutes to promos. Build these stories. You're doing it great. Everybody's talking about how AEW is cooking. Why are they cooking? Because that's what they're doing. They're no longer just having random people wrestle each other all the time. They're starting to build up the stories and having these people compete within those stories. And that's what they need to keep doing. I'm loving it. It's like back in the COVID days. It's good shit. I know it's because of Swerve and Hangman and MJF and Kenny Omega and all these people are back, John Moxley. But nonetheless, continue to do that, Tony Khan. Do not flinch. Do not think this isn't the AEW way. Let's go back to just having random shit, Continental Classics. No, tell stories. That's what builds and makes the matches feel important. So yeah, I'm all for it and I'm loving it. So that's my number one New Year's resolution. Keep doing it.
I think that's fair. I think it makes a lot of sense, and they've done a good job. And like you said, keep it going.
They do that sometimes. Well, they'll start building stories and they just stop. I don't want them to stop. Keep going.
Yeah.
All right. What's your last one? Let's hear it.
I want more rivalries in AEW. I feel like everything in AEW is like one and done. You get MJF versus Hangman Page one time. Hangman Page versus Swerve, or you got Hangman Page and Swerve a couple of times, but MJF versus Swerve Strickland. We'll get that one time. MJF versus Samoa Joe. We'll get that once. I want to see more rivalries like Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland. I want to see multi-pay-per-view feuds with wrestlers. I want to see, like, why haven't we gotten, like, when MJF was at his best, why did we never get MJF versus Christian Cage on the microphone? Why did we never get the two best talkers in the company going at each other? Why have we not gotten MJF versus Kenny Omega before 2026 when they were at their best? Why haven't we not gotten the Young Bucks against, Cope and Christian Cage? Why haven't, like, I feel like AEW kind of focuses on like dream matches and putting things together, but I want to see rivalries. I don't want these things to be, okay, well, they wrestled at Revolution and now we have Dynasty and we're going to do Swerve versus Okada now at Dynasty because we just did Swerve versus Samoa Joe. Like, no, I want Swerve versus Samoa Joe at Revolution. I want Swerve versus Samoa Joe at Dynasty. I want Swerve versus Samoa Joe at the next pay-per-view and kind of do it that way. I want Hangman Page versus I want MJF versus Kenny Omega at Revolution. I want MJF versus Kenny Omega at Dynasty. I want MJF versus Kenny Omega later on in the year. Like, I want there to be actual rivalries that when you think back on 2026, you go, this was the year. Like, AEW told a lot of great stories, but they also developed more epic rivalries that you'll remember forever. Tony Storm and Mariah May, one of the best rivalries in AEW.
Yeah,
like
Swerve and Hangman was. I know you said a couple of times, but they had a great rivalry as well. Yeah. But let's bring more of that back in 2026. Let's bring more rivalries to AEW. It's like the COVID days, MJF and Jericho and so on. There were so many fun rivalries back in the days. Yeah, I agree. Well said. Well said. Let's get an AEW A&E series on that. AEW rivalries. Freddie Prinze Jr. will host it. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well said. All right. My last one's an easy one. You ready, Ryan?
Yeah, bring it
Plain
on.
and simple. I want MJF to be the world champion all year. And when I say all year, I mean all freaking year. And I know that I'm going to sound like a hypocrite. I just said 4 to 6 months on the WWE edition of a world champion. Check it out if you haven't listened to it yet. Already out. But 4 to 6 months, that's it. But I feel like MJF is just too damn good right now on the mic, in the ring, his look. I want him. They have so many belts. They have Okada with a secondary belt, Mox with a secondary belt. You can go have Hangman go beat Ricochet. You can go have Swerve beat, Mark Briscoe. We can have these bigger names as the other champions. I want MJF to be the world champion all year and just carry this brand. I want to see him have a Roman Reigns type of build, get these ratings up. Taking it from him and give it to Darby right now, even though I love Darby, it's not the time. We need MJF, especially if Warner Brothers is in, the great beyond, who knows, peril. Yeah, what's happening? I would love to see MJF hold it, beat people, beat everybody. And then when the ratings have just continued to be up, the seats are filling. AEW is just completely to the point now where it's so hot, we can't deny it. Then you can have someone like a Darby and Okada beat him for the championship. But I want to see him hold it for a year, maybe all the way to next year's Revolution, brother. I'm being serious. I want him to hold it all of 2026, Tony Khan. Let him cook. Let him show the worth. Let him build that stardom. Pay him that money and never let him go to WWE and say that, hey, we got the damn biggest star in pro wrestling. We got the workhorse in Moxley, and we got the biggest star in MJF. In the AEW brand. What do you guys have? Roman's gone, Punk is gone, AJ's gone, Brock Cena. We got the damn future in AEW. That's what I want to happen.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. And the other thing to think about too is next year, 2027, WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
So book a show, Tony Khan, next year in April in the United States that's affordable, but push the hell out of MJF and make him the wrestling's biggest superstar that's not in WWE. Let's get people talking about AEW, and I think that's the way to do it. Book a 2-night show the same weekend as WrestleMania. That's at night at the same time that WrestleMania normally would be, and build it around MJF. and build it around the rivalries that we were talking about. MJF
Mhm.
and Kenny Omega. Build it around MJF and Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland. Like build it
MJF
around
and
them.
Moxley. Who cares?
Yeah,
MJF and
yeah.
anyone. Let's do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. And do it while it's hot, because people are going to hate WWE next WrestleMania. Fans are going to hate the WWE in a year.
I think they're going to hate him by Royal Rumble, but
Yeah,
they
they
love
might.
him now.
They might. Yeah. Yeah. Who knows? So yeah, get it while it's hot. All right. That's our New Year's resolutions. And now it's time to get into our favorite segment of the week. That is our least valuable, most valuable dude and dudette of the week of AEW. Doesn't mean we hate or love you. It just means that you were the worst or best booked for this week of AEW. It's going to be hard, LVD and MVDs, but Ryan, start off with you. Who's your LVD of the week?
This one was really hard, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Bandito in the main event of AEW. Dynamite.
Wow.
Only
right.
because I just, you're building MJF versus Kenny Omega. You're building MJF versus Hangman Page. You're having a promo with Swerve Strickland. You're having all of these guys like, if we ever cross paths, let's let the best man win. These three guys are vying for a shot at Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and he's wrestling that night against Bandito, and it just felt like nobody cared because everybody wants to see MJF against the other three guys. Nobody cared about Bandito. We knew Bandito wasn't going to win. There was no chance Bandito was going to win, and so this is more of an indictment, I guess, on Tony Khan for putting him in this situation in the first place. But I feel like Bandito, great match, great performance, I guess, but I don't know. It just felt like nobody cared, and now we can move on to, bigger and better things. So I'm going to give it to Bandito.
Man, for a guy who didn't deserve a title shot and got one and lost, you really hit him hard. All right, I respect it. I'm going the same type of way. I couldn't think of anybody. It was hard to choose a person because I thought it was a pretty big winning week for AEW. But I'm going to go with Pac. Pac being the last man in the Death Riders, it should have felt important. Like Moxie's already lost. This dude did not lose to Darby. Only guy left, and he lost. And like you stated, no one cared. No big deal. He tapped him out in the Scorpion Deathlock and moved on with his life, and no one gave a shit. It was like, womp, womp. So Pac, this whole build-up, this whole you sitting in the chair while everybody else is walking around you, and Moxley hits your shoulders and gets you pumped up, and you walk up with your dumb haircut, and you're all excited, and you get into that ring, and then you lose to Darby Allin. Now what, Pac? All you had going for you right now is that you haven't lost to Darby. Now you're just the dude in the Death Riders that no one gives a shit about. So, yeah, I feel like this was a big L for him, and especially because he tapped out like a little bitch, as Gunther would say. So, yeah, it's going to go to Pac for me, my man.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I like that pick a lot. And the other thing that they could have done was have him beat Darby and then use that as their reason for turning on Jon Moxley. Like, we got to get a conclusion to this at some point, because I feel like people are starting to stop caring about the Death Riders, and it's like we're to the point where it's not making any sense. Have Pac win that match, and then use that as, hey, I'm the only one that's beaten Darby Allin. You haven't, and you're the weak. Yeah, I beat him twice, and you're the weak link, even though you're the champion. We're gonna beat you down, and I'm gonna take that belt from you. Boom. Jon Moxley's a babyface. The Death Riders look strong, but I don't know what the heck they're doing, because now they're just another group.
Yeah. I agree. No idea. All right, let's end it at a high note. As always, the MVD of the week. Ryan, who do you got? Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, probably. No, I am gonna go main event again. I'm gonna, I just ripped on his opponent in the LVD, but I'm gonna give it to Maxwell Jacob Friedman as my MVD. And the reason why is because of the match. The match, again, I had no problem with the match. I just didn't like the way the Bandito was in this match. But you have Hangman Page, Swerve Strickland, and Kenny Omega, three of the biggest stars in AEW. You can make a case that they're three of the biggest stars in AEW's history, but they are all vying to fight MJF. So it just kind of shows the level of importance that MJF is on right now. It shows his trajectory. Like, he is the top of the food chain in AEW. It's not Jon Moxley. It's not Kyle Fletcher. It's not the Don Callis family. It's not the Death Riders. It is MJF. And you've got the 3 biggest stars in the company cutting promos and fighting each other to see who's going to fight him later on down the road for the world title. And I think that just shows the level of importance that the world title is on right now. So I feel like by default, you have to give the MVP to MJF because he feels like the most important wrestler in the company at the time.
I respect that. And you're probably right, but I'm going a whole different route. Because I predicted this. I predicted this to happen, and it happened. I'm going with Mercedes Moné for the first time ever. Yeah. Yep, for the first. She's not my L, she's my M, because she decided that this belt gimmick was stupid. It's beneath her. She's better than that. She's going to take time off to show everybody that we're going to miss her because she's that damn great, and the women's division is going to fail without her, and then she's going to come back and take it over and be the world champion for the women's division. I thought it was great. I liked it. I liked the craziness to it. I liked her talking to herself. I just love it, and I believe in Mercedes Moné. This is that moment. I'm all for it. Mercedes Moné is my MVD. I think she's going to come back strong, my man. I think this is her.
I hope
She's
so.
going back to that top 5 caliber pro wrestler.
I hope so. I hope this is Mercedes Tony Storm moment where Tony Storm kind of had the AEW Women's Championship for a long time. I think she won it like 3 times in a row over like her group that she was in with Saraya and Britt Baker, all those people. The Outcast, I think they were, and then
not Britt, but yeah.
Oh right, it was Saraya and somebody else, Ruby Soho, I think, and then they kicked her out, and she won the title, and then she lost the belt. Then she did the crazy gimmick, and then she came back, and she's one of the best characters in AEW's history. Mercedes has the opportunity to do the exact same thing, and it was kind of Tony Storm-esque. You know, the crazy gimmick, the crazy hair, the looking herself in the mirror, just it was very and this is her opportunity to come back as a whole new character and an opportunity to come back and become women's champion. So I'm all for it.
Dude, not to sound uneducated, but Ruby Soho, girl got pregnant, left with her boy. None of them have ever come back. Wasn't that way longer than 9 months ago? Whatever happened?
Feels like it, yeah.
Homeboy from the Jericho Society and Ruby, they're like, we're having a baby, and did Tony fire them? Or are they not around it? Like,
they're still there.
Happened?
Yeah.
Holy shit. They just, dude, they're boo-boo-boos. I mean, that's weird. That's weird. Anyway, all right, there it is. That is our AEW 2026 first of the year edition. As always, please subscribe, follow, comment, tell people about us, please. We're trying, and this is literally the lunar year. This is the year of the dudes, my man. So get that word around. We're trying to become that podcast, build some sponsors, build more followers. As always, if you just want to check me out and just hear me talk, I'm at my_wrestling_opinion on all social media. And with me, as always, is
Ryan. Enjoys wrestling on all your social media platforms, so go follow me over there. We are on TikTok at 2 Dudes with Attitudes. We're on YouTube right here on YouTube at 2 Dudes with Attitudes. So go subscribe to our channel there. We're on Instagram at 2 Dudes with Attitudes Podcast. We're on Twitch at 2 Dudes_ with Attitudes. And we're on X at 2 Dudes PC. So go follow us over there if you so choose. And then on audio, we are in the top 10% of all listened to wrestling podcasts. And we want to get into that top 5%, the top 1%. And the way to do that is by dropping a like, a subscribe, go leave us a 5-star rating and review and tell everyone about how great we are, how great this podcast is. And every little bit counts. And like you said, man, this is 2026. It's the year of the dudes. We're on every single audio platform out there. We appreciate everyone's love and support. You guys know what to do because this is our year.
2 Dudes Wolfpack. We out.
2 dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the 2 dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. A 5-star broadcast, shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the 2 dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on.